And welcome back to another edition of JH and the Power of Friendship against Mincul. Mincul, the Korean 1v1 powerhouse, up against our very own Starcraft world's JH, also known as Voss. And let's hide that beautiful image. Stop the music, the DJ. And let's get into the game itself and see what we're up against. So today, we have ourselves a game between JH, who's playing under the name Hrae, or Hrae, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I assume it's Hrae. He's playing a blue Terran on the middle right of the map, and he's up against Mincul, who's playing under the name UllllllZ. He's on the bottom middle spot of the map and starts off with a very early drone scout. He's up to something. And this one's going to scout the map as well, so I assume we're going to be seeing a pool sometime in the near future. Because he is up to no good. Oh, yes, he's up to no good. It's already an interesting game, honestly. Seeing something else from the usual. There is a 8-10 barrack as usual coming out from Hrae, but I'm really wondering what we're going to be seeing from Mincul here, because this is some wacky stuff. Wackier than the introduction that I just had, which made, honestly, close to no sense. He's just trying to stop that SCV from making this barrack, but the micro is not working out all that well because the SCV keeps moving around from side to side. Hrae knows that Mincul's up to something. What it is, he isn't exactly sure of, and it looks like he's just BMing, honestly. He's just BMing it because he's making a hatchery. He's not going for an offensive build. He's just BMing him with those drones, just trying to be a bitch. And trying to keep damaging those SCVs, but he failed kind of. He's an extractor, even more BM coming out. He just wants to show his dominance here. Because honestly, Mincul is the one player almost on the level of Brain God. So he's trying to assert his dominance here by just moving that drone around inside of the base. 2 drones for a fact. Which means he's got 2 drones less mining minerals. And he's going for a second hatchery, no pool. Still no pool. I think this one's going to be the pool. I'm honestly kind of in the dark here because I'm not sure what his options are at this point. Because logically speaking, this game should be in the bag for JH. JH should have this in the bag. There is not much Mincul should be capable of doing in this situation, instead of having sent those 2 drones out so early, decimating his own income. Then going for a double hatchery, which is extremely greedy. He's going to be found by this SCV. SCV almost didn't see him, but he saw the creep. So he went in, got the information. How is he going to adapt? He's going to adapt with an academy, sticking to the 2 barracks. He's going for fire bats, I assume. It's probably the most logical option here. He's going for a bunker here, trying to deny, trying to get some control in this section here. But the SCV goes down. SCV doesn't get saved. He's now just keeping the barracks there. Bunker there to keep those drones busy. Pool finishes. That's 6 Zerglings on the way, but there's 3 Marines already in his base. He's gonna have to move those. The Sunken almost finished. The Sunken might be close to dying. Once it finishes up, they might take a single Marine with him. Maybe not gonna take a second one with him, but the Zerglings are about to spawn, so he pulls back those Marines. And there's a stim upgrade is on the way. Medics will be on the way soon as well. Fire bats most likely 2. Maybe even fire bats before the medics, because he needs those fire bats for those Zerglings, because the Zerglings are quite good against Marines themselves. Until you, of course, ball up a huge amount of Marines, which on fast map you can easily do. But given that he only went for a 2 barrack build, he's going for both medics and fire bats at the same time. And he pulls back. Because those Zerglings, oh, he doesn't want to fight into those Zerglings, or maybe he wants to give JH a chance. Maybe JH wants to give Mincul a chance to make somewhat of a comeback. Zerglings trying to find their way around those Marines on the middle, but there are no Marines on the middle. The Marines are going back to the choke, so those Zerglings are not going to make their way into the base. And he's not even going to try, so he pulls back, knows he cannot afford to lose them. He's got Zergling speed on the way now, so he's going for the Zergling surround strategy. But those fire bats there, it's only a single one now, but more are on the way. 2 out. Zerglings now splitting up. He's going to try to get these Zerglings into the base. There's a fire bat there. Now he's going to try to go for a surround because he's got Zerglings in the base. Zerglings in the back. Zerglings catch, but Zerglings dying as well. That didn't exactly go as planned. Now he's going to have to try to recover from that not going as he wanted it, but he's got a single Sunken here inside of his base, and there's no medic here in the mix. Medic is a little bit trailing behind. The Firebat goes down. Marines no longer have Firebat support, so the Zerglings once again have the upper hand over those Marines. But he's going to have to wait for more of the Zerglings to spawn. He's now making a lair. He's going to prepare himself for the lurker attack. And considering that JH here went for a factory quite early, and a starpoint as well, he might have vessels up before the lurkers finish. But now he's getting a great surround on his Marines. Marines going down, Marines now pulling back, Zerglings trying to go for the chase, but the Zerglings get pushed away because the Firebats have arrived on the scene. No more Firebats are being made. He's just sticking to Marines now because he needs the gas for the starport, needs the gas for the machine shop, needs the gas for the siege mode, and the siege tanks. And the vessel, of course, as well. So he's going to save up that gas, and he's going to be sticking to just Marines. But the Marines might just be not enough, because the Zerglings once again get a great surround while he's trying to take down the Sunken. The Sunken even stays alive, and all the Marines get sacrificed in the mix there. Now he's just going to have to rely on that Vulture there in the back and those 4 Marines. But it's all going to come down whether Mincul can micro his Zerglings well enough or not. Because this one Vulture by itself might not do enough. Although it does only need 2 shots to take down a Zergling. He's got that going for him. But now these Marines once again cut out. And he stims them back towards the Vulture, but he realized that he cannot get out. Tries to micro the Vulture around. That's going to take care of a couple of Zerglings. A couple of Zerglings chasing the Vulture, but he's now got a control over the middle of the map. So this game is actually going quite well for Mincul. Although Mincul is behind in drones, having those 2 hatcheries out before the pool gave him the option to recover his economy. And I think he is doing a quite good job, or maybe JH is doing a bad job here. I'm not too sure. He's got a Wraith out. He's got a science facility on the way. He's got it finished even, so Radius on the way. Control tower on the way for the starport. He's making a tank now. I don't know whether he got siege mode. I assume he did. Mincul managed to get into the base because JH kept wasting all those Marines. So he pretty much has no control here in the front. He could have decided to turtle up and just play it safe. Wraith here killing units, killed a single drone. Now it's going to die to the Hydralisk because he's focused on defending inside of his base. He managed to clear out all the Zerglings and managed to not lose all that much. But it did buy Mincul a lot of time here, and it allowed Mincul to kill the Wraith. So the Wraith was a thrown away investment because it could have gone for hunting Overlords all over the map, which would have netted him more gain. Lurkers are being morphed. Lurker aspect has been finished. But the vessel is already on the way, but a little bit late, and there's no engineering bay here. So these lurkers might arrive on the scene before the vessel finishes up and might kill or clean out most of these ground units here from JH. And he might even be able to sneak around. No, he's not going to be able to sneak around. He's going to burrow right on top next to those. Firebats mostly make it out. Marines also make it out. So he barely killed anything. Mostly the Zerglings went down there. So he managed to buy himself time for the vessel. Mincul is going to try to go in. He knows his vessel is on the way. He knows he has to get in there very early. Because he saw the attack. He gets caught out a little bit. Tries to pull away. Now they're both splitting up again. But a lurker made it in. But the lurker dies before he gets the burrow. So that move didn't quite work out. But he's got a hive on the way because he finished the Queen's Nest. So he's planning on going for the Lurker Swarm. Because he cannot afford to go for Guardian. So Lurker Swarm is pretty much the only option he's got here. He's now upgrading Burrow as well. He's got those there burrowed in the front. But once JH sieges this up or just goes into it, he can kill those Lurkers. Or just the unsieged tanks can kill the Lurkers outside of the range of the Lurker range. And more factories are on the way. He's now pulling back units on the middle. He's trying to get around so he can go in. But there's Marines there in the front. Another vessel is on the way, close to finishing up. Second command center has been added. And he tries to go in, but he cannot go in, so he just burrows there in the front, keeping reinforcements from coming until this vessel finishes up, and another tank comes out to siege up on the Lurker. Managed to clear out units here in the front that I missed, but now a vessel comes in because he got to radiate. But Mincul has the burrow. Is he going to burrow his drones? Oh, that's just 3. He burrowed the drones, so he still loses only a single one. Would have lost 3 if he didn't burrow, so that's a good choice to get the burrow upgrade because he saw the vessels. He's not going to risk losing drones. Smart choice. Lurkers now burrowed there in the front. Medics being chased around on the middle. Zerglings rendezvousing with the Lurkers. So he is managing to contain JH for quite some time here. Doing a really great job playing a non-choke Zerg while also BMing by killing his 2 drones quite early on. Denying himself a lot of income and slowing himself down deliberately. But he's doing a great job. He's got a Spire on the way now as well. Consume is on the way. I haven't seen any Defilers yet, but he can't afford them. That's because he got supply stuck. He opened up some supply space now, so now he can start making those defilers. But will those defilers be in time? He's managed to reposition his... He's going to try to surround that. He's going to try to surround those units there. Oh, he's going to burrow. But the vessel spots the burrow units, and burrow units being attacked unburrows them, so they have to run away to safety somewhere up on the north. And JH now has armories up in his base. He's got, well, one of them. Second one is on the way. He's also researching Karen boosters for his Goliaths to extend the range. Scorch is on the way for the vessels for Mincul. And he's gonna try a drive-by. But drive-by gets shut down somewhat. This lurker here at the front manages to seal off a little bit of this area, but a couple of units manage to make it through, which are now a direct threat that Mincul is facing. And JH is kind of spreading himself out too thin here. Both medics and marines managing to kill the defiler and the sunken, but not that much gets done. Mincul has managed to seal up the front here with those lurker swarms. Little tank there on the hill. Vessel's gonna try to go in for the radiate, but doesn't have energy, so he's getting denied there. But he's waiting for the 75 energy. He's just waiting and ramping up inside of his base at the same time. Adding Goliaths into the mix now as well to take care of potential air units, but I don't think Mincul is planning on going for air units. So he does have a Great Aspire on the way now, but he cannot afford Guardians. It's just nice to have in case he can't afford Guardians later on into the game. He's going to be having to stick to just those Zerglings, Lurkers, and Swarms. The vessel here went down or retreated because there's Scorches out now. That means it's gone. More Marines still on the way. Hasn't replaced those barracks just yet. He still needs them. Close to getting supply stuck. He's got energy on the way as well for those vessels to make it easier to get. So he can do 3 radiates in a row. He can already do 3 radiates in a row, but so he can do it a little bit faster. Actually, no, he can't do 2 radiates. He can do 2 radiates in a row. And then he can do 3 radiates in a row once the energy completely stacks up. That's the idea behind it. Alright, so he's going on the offensive here. Lurker Swarm coming down in a choke there. Goliath and tanks being forced away. JH responds in time and sets his tanks up spread out to make it harder for Mincul to get access to both tanks at the same time. Now he's going to have to use 2 Lurker Swarms to take down both these tanks and push on further. There's the Lurkers there in the back. He might try to get those Lurkers up from behind. Or he's just going to try to get bigger, because that is something most players tend to do. Once they get Lurker Swarm up, they're just going to keep that perma Lurker Swarm there in the front to make sure that they can expand their base, get more hatcheries, get more gas. Because you can see he only has 4 gas, adding a 5th one. And he, of course, wants all 10 of them for the late game phase. Because the Terran is, of course, also going to be adding on a lot of gas. And as we can see here, JH is running low on gas because he only has 5. He's going to have to add 2 more command centers to catch all of those gazers. And I expect him to be doing that soon because he's really going to be needing all that gas. A lot of starports now for vessel production. Probably going to add some Valkyries in the mix as well, as he likes to do. Tank here for the tank drop, but not really getting much done. Oh, he did kill a couple of drones there, because I assume Mincul didn't expect the tank drop to be coming in here. So he did catch a couple of drones, but Mincul already made more drones, and more drones are on the way. Still keeping up the vessel, the Lurker Swarm there in the front. So he's holding up nicely, despite everything that has happened prior to this. And JH now setting himself up on the hill, trying to abuse and contain Mincul. But I want to see how Mincul responds to this. Mincul's now trying to move out in the front here. Gets a swarm down next to the tanks and Goliaths, another swarm next to the other tank. As mentioned before, he's going to need 2 of those swarms to take care of his entire portion here, and he managed to do so. The fighter is exposed. He's going to get more of those consumes down on those Zerglings. Zerglings are maybe mostly just there for fuel and distraction for the Lurkers to get down and burrowed. He's trying to control the map, but Mincul is very slowly managing to push back against him. Scorch is taking down the vessel. Great little snipe. Oh, he's on 8 extra hatcheries now. That is about the point that you need. You need about at least 8 extra hatcheries added onto your main hatchery to get a good combined unit number up, or a unit combination up, to fight into the turn. And once again, pushes forward with the Lurker Swarm slowly advancing, like a little tug of war. Slowly advance, using one group of Lurker Swarm keep the tanks focused on, and then you push forward with the rest. Get the swarm down. Oh, he manages to snipe the Defiler. Great pickup. Small oversight from Mincul. Now Vessel coming in from the side there. Mincul is not responding. Well, Mincul responds. Oh, he managed. He radiated a drone that was on the gas. That's unfortunate for JH. Bit of a misclick. It prevents Mincul some problems. Though, how many? No, he's got 4 drones burrowed. He hasn't unburrowed them. The Vessel's still there. Vessel's gonna restore its energy very slowly over the course of the game. Now he's got a nice mix of Zerglings, Lurkers, and Defilers on the middle. Scorches in the mix as well. Looks like JH is not prepared all that well to fight into this because there's not that many tanks here. Not that many Vessels, and the Defiler, one Defiler goes down to the Radiate, but Mincul has managed to nestle himself in the front here of JH's base. So JH is struggling still with the Defiler here in the back, getting focused on by the tanks there, but the tanks of course cannot hit them. Although he's just going to have to get a couple of more Zerglings in the mix to get a Consume up and get another Swarm up, and maybe push up for another Swarm up here. He's going to try to go for the push towards the SCVs. Can he do it? There's no Swarm here, but he's going to burrow right next to it, but he doesn't get a shot off. And even if he did get a shot off, he needed 2 shots. Not a single one. He needs 2 shots to get those SCVs killed. Got his upgrades on the way now, though. Which one is it? Well, one of those. So great ledge here that JH is abusing to make Mincul's base a tiny bit smaller. But Mincul is trying to focus on the front here, but the frontal attack not really working. Guardians came out, but the Guardians get taken down by the Goliaths and the Valkyries. So great response there from JH, preparing himself with the scans, keeping himself updated. And now the situation is starting to look a little bit dire for Mincul, because he's on 43 drones against 71 SCVs for JH, and he's suiciding those Zerglings into the fray by accident because he doesn't have a Swarm. Or well, a Defiler for Swarm. So that is a bit unfortunate. The fight is still there in the middle. I assume he thinks it died. Oh, he sees it? No, he doesn't see it. I think he thinks it died. Another Vessel here. Maybe it's still the same Vessel. It tried to radiate again. Not too sure, but another Vessel here in the mix. Trying to get those drones, but he didn't get that many drones. Now come the Scorches. And there is a drop here on the side. Does he have a Defiler in there? No Defilers inside the drop. No Defilers inside those Overlords, but if he managed to make it in all the way, he could get some real damage down on those SCVs here. Oh, there are 3 tanks there in the mix. He hasn't spotted it yet because he cannot see on top of the hill. He's going in with a single Lurker. Where is he going to drop that Lurker? At the same time, there's control being set up here in the middle by JH, but JH is now responding to the Lurker, but he unseats the tank, so the Lurker actually made it all the way in. Killed 9 SCVs, killed 20 SCVs, and he's killing a lot of SCVs here at a really bad timing for JH, because JH is low on minerals. Still has 59 SCVs. He's high on gas though. So he can put all of those SCVs on the gas onto his minerals and recover really quickly, and then just make another batch of SCVs for the minerals. But I do think that Mincul made a small mistake here. There's a lot of gas here at the top as well. Smart for Mincul to expo his gas. He's once again trying to set up control on the middle. Valkyrie's chasing Overlords, and he's going in once again with the Lurker Zergling drop. Gonna drop a couple of Lurkers right on top of those. Gonna drop Zerglings right on top of those tanks. Now the tanks taking each other out. And now the Lurkers on the ground as well. There's still tanks there in the mix, but all of these tanks are going down. There's still a tank there, but the tank's being chased. Tank goes down. Vessel arrives on the scene, but there's nothing to take down these Lurkers on the low ground here. Nothing to take down those Lurkers. Now the tank comes rolling in, but damage is gonna be dealt because all the SCVs here have gone down and have been pulled away somewhere else. There's nothing to repair the command center. There's no tanks here in the mix as well. And it looks like JH has spread himself too thin because he's got a lot of units all over the map, but he has no units here where it counts. And he's got no... Oh, there's the Vessel. The tank is very slowly taking him down, but he's putting his SCVs back on the minerals. This might hurt. It doesn't end up hurting him all too much. Command center stays alive, but his economy has been decimated. Now Mincul is making a comeback here. Valkyrie's there in the front. Got Mutalisks here. There's a Vessel coming in. Vessel, will it get a Radiate? Radiate comes down. But only a single drone dies because he burrows them all. Great response there from Mincul. But now we've got the Valkyries going for the Overlords, which is going to be very painful for Mincul because basically Slows Mincul down significantly. Another radiate comes down. Burrow. Well, great counterpunch here from JH, denying Mincul production capability because now Mincul has to remake a lot of overlords. He's got 11 on the way. A lot of upgrades. He's not really getting unit upgrades, is he? Alright, he's got 2-2. 0-0 on there. Alright, he manages to snipe a couple of those drones. Most of the drones got pulled away here, so that's a great move. He gets a swarm down for no real reason. Looks fancy though, but this would have a purpose because he couldn't spot the lurker there anyway. So both players have managed to hurt each other quite a bit here, slowing each other down, and I just spoiled the length of the game. So the game is going to end very soon. I hope I didn't spoil it. Oh, even though the video length would have spoiled it anyway. So he's sending some Zerglings out, trying to get some information down, maybe kill some tanks, kill some vultures, kill some stuff. There is a swarm in the mix there as well. Gets a swarm down, Lurk is burrowing in a different swarm because he's moving them up further, right? He gets them right there in the middle, in the front of the base. But I think the Defiler itself went down. He's gonna have to send out a new Defiler, but here, once again, the abuse is coming down. Vessel's going in, Vessel's trying to go for the lawnmower, and he actually kills quite a bunch of those drones. With which one? Killed 20 drones. That's a big hit. That's a big hit in favor of JH. And are these lurkers going to be... Oh, he managed to take down the turret, and there's no vessel here in the mix. So now he's going to get another beautiful shot up on those SCVs, and he gets a swarm there as well. Now, even the vessel being there doesn't really matter at all that much. This means that JH gets the night mining time for the foreseeable future, and there are pretty much no units inside of the base for JH. JH has expanded all of his units on Mincul for pretty much the entire game. This game is absolute chaos, basically. Neither player has really taken the time to slowly set themselves up. They've just been throwing punches without waiting, without setting up. They've just been throwing punches, throwing away units, trying to deal damage, and eventually Mincul looks to be the one to come out on top here because the main command center here has gone down. There's no more command center here. Has gone down. The second one is going to go down as well. He's trying to save himself with Radiate on the Fest, but they don't really do all that much. The Defiler did go down though, so the Lurkers here will also go down eventually, but there's pretty much nothing left here for JH. He's got 34 SCVs here on the top side. He's still mining minerals, so he's got that going for him, but Mincul has managed to recover. Though he's on 29 drones, he doesn't care. He's just going to be spending all of his gas, all of his minerals, because he knows he's got to end the game. So he made some Scorches to protect himself against the air options that JH does have. He's managed to clear out this entire portion here for JH. So Mincul slowly pushing forward. The Expo here, it really is the saving grace. And I don't think that Mincul knows this on the top side here even exists. But while all that is happening, he did lose a lot of his base. And Mincul has not made new drones. He's just making new Zerglings, setting Zerglings out, and trying to clear JH's base out as quick as he can before JH can possibly recover. And it looks like he knows. He looks like he knows that there's an Expo. It looks like he knows. So he's going to kill the Expo there and deny JH any recoverability because JH will have no more income while these Zerglings, after these Zerglings are done with those SCVs. So great choice there from Mincul, keeping himself aware, immediately responding. Nah, those drones stay alive pretty closely. They're pretty close to dying. 9 HP. 9 HP in pretty much all of them. There's one with 8 HP. Small difference. The drones very slowly recover their HP, but not that quick. Another Radiate would take them down, but there's not going to be another Radiate because the game is over. He calls a G, he calls the OO, and the game ends here after 23 minutes and 22 seconds of pretty much pure chaos. Pure chaos. You'll never see a Zerg versus Terran like this again. Like, this is chaos. Pure chaos. For most of the game, it was pure chaos, like small droves of units being sent out here and there while trying to defend and set up things here and there. Like, they were playing with each other, but also next to each other on different lines of thought at the same time. It was hard to follow, really, because so much weird stuff was going on. The game plan, of course, itself was pretty evident. It was Zerglings, Lurker Swarm, pretty straightforward, keeping your drones alive, but the rest was kind of chaos because there were units placed here, units placed there, units placed there, units here, units there, everywhere. You had units all over the map, fights happening all over the map for periods and durations of the fight, like small skirmishes, units being split up left and right. You cannot keep track of this kind of stuff or make sense of it because it was just both players playing on improvisation level, basically. And JH went the wrong way, kind of, by continuously throwing away his units, instead of just trying to set up a safe and slow push. Safe and slow can win the game. Specifically if you're Terran, because as Terran, you're pretty much just going for... You try to kind of try to preserve your units and try to set up safe zones that the Zerg cannot push through. Yeah, thanks for watching. Chaotic game, but I'm gonna call it not an end here, because there's more games. There's more games between them. So let's throw up another game and bring back the pony. JH and the power of friendship against Mincul. And as we just saw, the power of friendship doesn't amount to all that much. It pretty much just got a mass blasted there. Alright, let's see what game number 2 has in store for us. It's basically all Terran versus Zerg. And should be some good stuff. I'm really curious to see what Mincul is going to pull off this game. He's going to try to go for the BM once again, because honestly, there was some great BM with drones there at the start, and then going for a 2 hatchery opening. Don't see that all that often. It's quite hilarious to see. Right, so I'll give you a little bit of warning. This is a short game. Maybe the video length itself already gave it away. And I'm going to speed up the early phase a little bit, and he is doing it again. He's going for the double drone scout for no apparent reason other than to BM and see whether he can go for... He's going to do some other stuff? What the hell are you doing, Mincul? Like, what's this? Pool? 6 pooling? 6 pooling? And it just so happens to work out because JH went for... No, it's not going to work. Or is it going to work? Because there's a... Well, technically speaking, JH is in a weak position here because this is bad. Having your production cut out so far away from your main means that your units are going to be spread out and you're going to have to rally your units back. But he's lifting it up because he's not expecting the Zerglings. Now he sees the Zerglings. Now he's going to regret that. He's going to lift it up, make a bunker. He's going to use this barrack for marine production. Is the bunker going to come up? If the bunker comes up, it's a done deal. Because that bunker is never going to die to the Zerglings. And he's got this entire area protected by the bunker. He goes in, tries to snipe up SCV, and the bunker finishes up. The Zerglings get pushed away. So the timing of the bunker was just in time. Got 3 Marines in there, and now these Zerglings are just there. Gonna be trying to fish for something to do, but he's not gonna find much to do. So he adds on a hatchery, and he starts making drones. Because on one hand, he knows that JH is not gonna move out anytime soon. He's just capable of maybe... No, he's not gonna kill the Marine. Marine is just gonna keep microing back and forward. He's gonna try to keep microing back and forward those Zerglings as well. Gonna try to kill, but nothing happens. So he pulls back. JH survives without effort. And now he's adding on a second hatchery. He's on 8 drones now. Not even half of how many JH has. He's on 17 SCVs. He's got a gas rolling there as well. Academy finished up. Sim upgrade is on the way. Zerglings pulling away as well. Marines now pushing out. Medics will be on the way soon. It's going, yeah. This looks like a done deal. I don't see Mincul coming back from that 6 pool. And theoretically, technically speaking, realistically speaking, he cannot come back from that one. It's basically like he tried to BM somewhat. Like this is at this level of play, this is a BM strategy. Like you try to show off that you can do something that is really bad and make it work. But as we saw, JH wants none of that. He held it without much effort whatsoever. No damage taken. Maybe a couple of Marines died. Maybe 1 or 2. An SCV died. I know an SCV died. That's pretty much all that happened. And he lost only 2 Zerglings. So that's... Well, he managed to keep them alive quite well. The Zerglings very slowly recover their HP as the game goes on. So he's got that going for him. He's now got a Sunken on the way. But there's Firebats and Marines here. And 2 Medics. Which will definitely easily take care of these 2 Sunkens here, and there's no 3rd Sunken there in the mix. It's going in, Zerglings trying to get us around, but the Zerglings get surrounded instead, so a single Zergling goes down. Lairs on the way, 3rd Sunken on the way as well. But he's got 2 fire bats, and those 2 fire bats won't have much trouble getting access to those drones, given that the Marines are there. And I think he's going to try exactly that. He's going to try to wall it off. Manages to get a wall with the den. But the Sunkens don't go down just too easily, because there's 4 medics there healing up those Marines. Only a single Sunken left. Second Sunken is almost finished up. So Zerkin is coming in from the back, but they go down. Now he's got free fire on the hatcheries there in the top, and he's definitely going to lose those hatcheries without any fight. He even had to cancel the den, so he lost the den. He's trying to remake the den. The den is out late, and Mincul is going to roll over, die, and regret his choices. There's no reason why you should try to go for a BM strategy. I mean, he went for a BM strategy last time around, by sacrificing 2 drones very early on into the game without achieving anything with those drones, basically hurting his own economy and saying, I can beat you with less drones. But this level of BM, 6 pooling against a Terran, that's just a whole new level of BM. This cannot work at this level. Mincul knows it cannot work at this level. He tried to make it work regardless. And as we saw, his arrogance comes back to bite him in the butt. Gotta speed this up, because we know what's up. This is ending very soon. So just let me show you the size of JH's base. He already has a science facility on the way. He's got a starport, he's got siege tanks, 4 barracks. He's just too big to handle. And yeah, that's horrendous game from Mincul there. As you can see here, it's pretty much no contest. But it's all by his own hands. Alright, let's get game number 3. So there's 3 games here. So it was a best of 3, and either player is now on 1-1. 1 wins for either player, so it can go either way. And in the final game, we have Mincul playing on the Terran. Whereas we have JH playing on the Zerg. He's going to finish loading into the game, and we're going to see where they are located. Right, so we have Mincul on the bottom right corner. So they have swapped positions if we compare it to the last game. He's the white Terran here, and JH is this time playing the purple Zerg. So it's time for JH to play some Zerg. Can he do what Mincul did and win? Or is he going to bite the dust against you, Barcode Z? There we saw 3-2, which is an indicator of best of 3. 3-2, best of 3, or 2 out of 3. Alright, so he starts with 2 barracks, same build as JH. There's the gas, there's the scout with the SCV. No 3 barracks. I personally really like 3 barracks. And Scan likes 3 barracks. And honestly, I agree with him. 3 barracks gives you a lot of options for fastest map, TVZ. And so far, I have not seen Scan lose a single TVZ on fastest map, so it really is his specialty. And he's played some pretty good Koreans, TVZ, so I'm going to take his word for it. 3 barracks is the way to go. But maybe Mincul has his own bit of insight. Because you don't become a top 1 versus 1 fastest player, top 2 1 versus 1 fastest player, without having some great insights about what you're doing. That is, of course, if we ignore last game, because that was just atrocious. That was just atrocious. So, right, 2 barracks, there's the academy coming down. JH is going for a very fast lair. He's got Zerg speed on the way. He's going to transition this into lurkers, but he's doing it on a single hatchery. And once Mincul finds the space here, once again, he's already scouted it. Once he gets in there and gets information on the lair, he's just going to adapt to it by making a wall here. Great choice, making a wall, making sure those Zerglings cannot enter the base. You deny those Zerglings with that wall, you're comfy, you're outside of danger zone. So we see here, he's pretty much already outside of the danger zone. Zerglings now just chasing those SCVs around because he knows he cannot go into this. So he's just going to prepare himself for the Lurker Swarm. Hyl is then already on the way. Should finish up a little bit late. Or just in time. Is it gonna be exactly on time? Well, a couple seconds late. About 2 seconds. Counts as exactly on time. And so he's got the factory on the way now. Lurker aspect, of course, on the way for JH. Still on a single hatchery and on a second gas because he needs a little bit of extra gas for the lurkers. Zerglings here trying to keep Mincul contained, but Mincul now has 2 fire bats mixed in. And those fire bats, unless JH gets the most amazing surround on those Zerglings, with those Zerglings on those Marines and fire bats, Mincul will be just fine. Now he's just ignoring the Zerglings because he's got a wall here with 2 fire bats there to keep Zerglings out. Now he's trying to get a surround, but Mincul is being very aware, making sure that JH is not going to get in. JH now being under threat of those fire bats making it all the way to the drones. Drones going down to the fire bats. Oh, he managed to save a couple of those drones, but there's just 6 drones there survived. That's really dire. That's the worst case scenario for JH. JH now pulling those Zerglings from left to right, trying to keep himself safe. But those Hydralisks pretty much hit him at the worst possible time imaginable. Lurker upgrade just finished, but the Hydralisk has not yet finished, so it's gonna be a little bit of a delay on those Lurkers. And there will be just enough time for those fire bats to rendezvous with the Marines here and the medics. And he can start the push. He already has his factory up. He's got a starport on the way for the science facility, adding on a second command center for the scan. And adding on more barracks engineering bay as well for the upgrades. But he doesn't really need those because the game, in my opinion, is already done for it. He's gonna try to go for a fight, but he can't really. He might try to go for the drone rush there, but is he gonna try? He can actually hit the lair here, outside of the sunken range. There's Lurker finished up. Now the Lurker pushes back the Marines. What's the progress on the starport and this command center? Right, so JH manages to keep himself in, manages to keep himself safe. He even pulled the drones to the other side of the mineral patch. Smart move. Mincul has opened up the hole here because, well, he couldn't get his tank out if he kept the depot up. Now the circus. Lurker there as well. Is this going to be the turnaround? Lurker dies before it manages to burrow. He was a little bit overzealous because he tried to go for the turret, but the turret stays alive. That's a huge disaster for JH. Got the science facility now on the way. Control tower being added on as well. There's the scan. Once he gets the scan up, JH is going to be in a world of hurt. Because there the scan came down. He had to unburrow, but he didn't unburrow. He managed to get the drones. Ooh, the drones barely staying alive. A little bit of hard to target the drones though, with the Overlord on top of the drones. Smart adaptations from JH to block access to the drones with the Overlord. But he still managed to get damage down on those drones. I think a couple of them even died, but most of them stayed alive. Another stream of units, tanks and marines coming out of Mincul's base. The exact combination that he needs. He's just going to have to wait for the vessel. Because once he has that detection, those lurkers that JH has will become useless. He's going to try to push his luck with the lurker, but he's going a little bit too deep. He managed to get the burrow. How much energy does he have on his command center? Not enough. Vessel's still too far away, but he's just going to walk around the lurkers and ignore them for now. He tries to push his... the tug of war is not really working for Mincul all that well, but he does have scan energy right about now. But he's losing all of the marines. Oh, there's the scan. Scan takes down the lurkers. Well, the marines take the lurkers with the help of the scan. He's gonna burrow this one right there in the choke, but there's a vessel out for Mincul already. Mincul can now just push in, although there's still a lurker there. Oh, my voice. There's still a lurker there. It's keeping him from going in. But he's only inches away. Once he gets this vessel up right about here or here, he can go for the finishing killing blow. I don't know if he got the radiate upgrade. I don't think he did. But he's just fine and comfy here. Honestly, JH's strategy backfired really hard. All thanks to those 2 fire bats killing over half of his drones really early on in the game. Which is pretty much the nail in the coffin, no matter what the state of the game is at that point. And he notices it, because he sees the vessel, knows the game is over, knows he cannot fight into the vessel, the tanks, and the marines. And he taps out, and Mincul wins what is a very chaotic BM series that is not pretty. It was basically a long mud fight. This was a real mud fight. By no way pretty, by no way orthodox, by no way how you should be playing your Terran versus Zerg or Zerg versus Terran. Although Mincul did everything by the book here in this last game. In the first game, he did everything by the book, so to speak. Risky, very risky stuff. But it ended up working out perfectly fine. But none of this is orthodox Terran versus Zerg for fastest map scenarios. Because honestly, you're not going to encounter these scenarios all that often. Anyway, thanks for watching this chaotic, weird series. Because I honestly think this was a kind of a weird series where nothing, as I've already stressed about 10,000 times, nothing was orthodox. So let's bring back the image as we tune out. JH and the power of friendship failed to win against Mincul. But he tried. He tried very, very hard. Have a good day.